Okay, well what y'all just saw was a couple of shots from my hunting bow, my prime rival, with a cut-on contact broadhead. Now these are fairly good broadheads, but they're all broadheads with a plane. We're going to do this again one more time, and I'm going to show you this is a static insert. It is not a spinning insert from Ethics Archery. This is strictly just the same insert that you would get if you went to a pro shop, had your arrows cut down, and this is how you would get them. I'm going to show you a little broadhead plane. Controlled environment, no crosswinds, no nothing, okay? This is being shot off a prime rival G5 Outdoors 28-inch draw, 60-pound draw weight. So, I'm going to step back behind the camera here and get my bow, and all y'all can see that. Prime, baby. We're going to zoom in on the target. We're at 20 yards. Aiming dead center. A little bit of planing going on there. Let me run down here and get this. As you can tell, I get high and left. Okay. We're going to come back. We'll get Chad, my son, to hold onto my bow. I'm going to step out, and I'm going to get the exact same kind of arrow, Carbon Express red, fletched exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same, except that this arrow has an Ethics Archery 35 grain spinning insert. As you can see, my broadhead now spins on the end of my arrow. I can turn it all the way around, just like that. So, the science part behind this, Chad can explain. He's an engineer for Ethics Archery. Me, I just know it works. I'm fixing to show y'all how just well it works. Okay, set this arrow down to get my bow. Again, shooting the exact same bow, as you can see right here, same bow. Spinning insert on the arrow. We'll get on the 20-yard line. We're going to zoom in on this target. We're going to send this arrow downrange. I didn't see much plane there, folks. Matter of fact, I think I'm pretty much right on the X. So, as y'all can see, the difference between the exact same arrow, fletched, cut, everything's exactly the same. This one hits right on dead X, the other one planes off. I've been in this industry a long, long time, and Ethics Archery has come out with, by far, one of the most revolutionary archery products that we have ever seen. and ever experienced. So we got a lot more coming up with these spinning inserts, as well as spinning tips for all of our indoor and outdoor tournament people, which I'm one of them. I have spin tips into my tournament arrows. But we're going to have more here in just a few minutes. Y'all don't go nowhere. Also, I'd like to throw out a great big thank you to Fort Girard Guns and Archery in Weatherford, Texas, for allowing us to come in and do what we just did inside their building. Not many places. Okay, now what y'all just watched, of course, out here on the archery range here at Fort Girard Guns and Archery, which Fort Girard is one of the premier sponsors of Hunt Wicked Close to the Next Level. And we would like to say a great big thank you to them for allowing us to come in here and do these tests that we've done today. But what y'all just watched was the difference between a spinning field tip, which you can get those from Ethics Archery. It's ethicsarchery.com. The end of this spins. As you can tell, I'm holding on to it here and I'm spinning this arrow shaft, okay? So it doesn't come out, it's glued in, yet your field tip spins on the end of the arrow. Actually, when this thing is shot, it's the shaft that spins going down range, and your field tip is somewhat setting still. So I don't know all the math and all the science that goes behind this, but what I do know is this: when that arrow comes off the string of your bow, within just inches after leaving the bow, it's already spinning because of the helicals on your arrow. Now, with a static glued-in insert and it comes off your bow, it starts spinning because of the helicals. It has to spin the FOC, which is front of center. It has to spin the weight up front. With the Ethics spinning point, the spinning field tip, it does not. The shaft spins like a bullet, faster than it normally would, because it's not having to spin the front weight of this arrow. Now, like I said, I don't know all the math and science behind this, but I do know somebody that does know all the math and science behind this. And that would be my son, Chad Dabbs, mechanical engineer. He's one of the lead engineers that is helping design and work on this product with Ethics Archery. Now, the second thing that y'all watched was the static insert being shot with a Broadhead. This is a cut-on contact 100 grain Broadhead. The static insert glued in like you get at any pro shop whenever when you buy your arrows and have them cut. Static insert, doesn't move. This thing planed like all get out in a controlled environment. I had 0 environmentals involved in this, folks, and it planed. It went high and left. So when I screwed it in, y'all gonna have to forgive me for the background noise, because we are in Fort Girard and there are people here shooting. When I put it in the spinning insert from Ethics Archery, I screwed the same Broadhead in it, shot it, dead X, 0 plane. It can't plane, folks. When this thing comes off your bow, it starts spinning. If this Broadhead is set like this and going down, the wind is coming across it like this, it has a tendency to push it this way. It can't now, because when it starts pushing against it, the Broadhead moves. It cannot plane. It just can't, and I proved that. Now, for all my tournament people, this is a Carbon Express X-Jammer Pro 27. Very big, thick shaft that we shoot in tournaments. Big, thick shaft. Now, it too has a spin tip in it, just like all the others. You want to increase your accuracy. You want your arrows to spin true, and you want your arrows to fly fast, because you will actually pick up feet per second with the Ethics Archery spinning inserts and spin tips. You want them to spin true, fly fast, and no doubt cut deep with your broadheads. Check them out. That's ethicsarchery.com. Now, we're going to have some explanation about some of the math and science behind this from one of the engineers at Ethics Archery, Chad Dabbs. And but before we get out of here, or before he comes in here, folks, check out ethicsarchery.com. Go to their website, get your spinning inserts, get your spinning tips, and if you don't want to go there, go to your local pro shop, just like Fort Girard Guns and Archery, and get them to contact Ethics Archery and get these in their shop. Get it on their shelves. That way, it's in your own backyard, and you don't have to go to the internet to get them. You can just go down the road to your local pro shop. Keep your money at home and get your pro shops to stock these things for y'all.
Hey guys, this is Chad Dabbs. As you just heard from my father, I have been helping Ethics Archery design and help advance these inserts and spin points. It's been a science. It's been interesting and very exciting for somebody like me who loves, some people loves the math, loves the science of this stuff. And I personally have tried to go out and find something that changes the idea of archery. And we've all seen the bows change, and the arrows have only changed just a tad because of materials, but we found something that just completely gives us a new avenue in archery, and these are these spin points and these spinning inserts. What I'm gonna hit on is this: the spin points. We have done the research. We have gone through the math and everything, and we have figured out a couple things. The weight. We've added 15 grains to the front of your arrow with these spin points, and as you saw, they hit the same spot compared to the static inserts, the glued-in inserts. So why? Why does it do that? I mean, that was the question I was asking when we were testing these out. So we figured out, the other engineer on this, his name is Lee Carlson, and talking through him, we came up with the idea that we have taken the impurities out of these inserts, or out of these fill points. When you have the glued-in fill point, you have 100 grains that the arrow's having to spin coming off the bow, and we've taken that out. The arrow now just spins over its own center of gravity, over its own axis, and we are not allowing for these impurities to throw it off its axis as it flies down range. And this isn't just at 20 yards, we're talking 30, 40. As you get outside, these arrows just evolve even more. They even become more accurate. It's incredible at what happens with these arrows. The other thing that I have been studying hard on, and I have looked into rocketry, I have looked into ballistics with artillery shells and bullets, and looked at a lot of theses talking about dynamic motion. And what I found out is the fact that we are, and theoretically these points are not supposed to spin, but through science we know they spin. Through realism, through logical realism, we know they spin, but they spin slower than what the arrow spins. So they're both spinning the same direction, and the fact the front spins slower, we're actually creating less drag on the front of the arrow. So the air actually sticks to the surface of the arrow more. It sticks to it for a longer period of time off the bow, which then allows a more consistent arrow flight. It allows more consistently every time you shoot. I mean, as we've seen, it hits the same spot every single time. You don't get that one arrow that flies off, that hits 2 inches to the right or 2 inches to the left. You're taking more air out of the arrow, which is what we have no control over. Once it leaves the bow, we have no more control of the arrow. None. All we have to do is a hope and a prayer as it goes down range, and hope that we are aiming what we were aiming at. So we have looked at both of these, we have tested them out, and we have seen through tournaments, through pro shooters, through people who go out and shoot a bow every single day, and have found out that these things are revolutionary. And it's such a simple idea, but yet it's so great that you see the results. You see them every single time. And it just blows my mind that we're able to add the weight to the front of the arrow, FOC, and keep the consistency and not lose. You don't have to move your side. I mean, you may have to move your side because for some of us, the arrow hits higher or it hits dead on. You're not losing anything by adding these inserts or spin points to your arrow. It's an incredible design. And as my dad hit on, for all us hunters, including me, these spinning inserts with the Broadhead is just, that in itself is revolutionary. I don't know how many times me and my dad have gone out and had to just move the Broadhead just a tad just to get it to hit where our field points are hitting, or thought about going to the mechanicals and even trying to, hit where we're aiming. And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Now you can shoot any broadhead you want, mechanical, the guillotines, any of them, and use them without worry that you're going to hit so far off from your field points that the next time you throw them back on, you got to go back and sighten your bow again. No more of that. I mean, it's incredible how much more penetration you get, how much more accuracy you get, how much more consistency you get, less worries while you hunt, less worries while you are in a competition. Focus on shooting, focus on what you're trying to do, and don't worry about the equipment. Know the equipment is going to do what you want it to do. I don't know anything else we could ever want as archers is just to go up, focus on our shooting, and get done what we want to get done. And it's just revolutionary what this product has done for the archery industry. Like my dad said, go to your local pro shop, go to ethicsarchery.com, buy it through ethicsarchery.com, or go to your pro shop and have them put it in your backyard so you can go to it and experience what we've experienced every day using this product.